your confidence so that you can embrace your imperfections. Okay, I'm going to go straight into it. So if you're ready, make sure you're here. Make sure you can hear me this time. Yesterday, y'all couldn't hear me because I started it and it was on mute. So as you're popping in, let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me live, if you're catching this on replay, then just let me know that you caught it on replay. If you're looking forward to hear 6 things that I use to embrace my imperfections and build my confidence. It's what I use with my clients. It's what I use with other CEOs, especially during moments that are super rough. This comes from my years of experience working with families, working with children, being an autism mom, and I'm also a trained audiologist and speech language pathologist and business coach. So it's coming from a place of substance. Trust me. All right. In the moment, the first thing I want to do is let you know that you got to take all of, and I wrote it down just to make sure that I do not forget to let you know the important part. So we want to eliminate the doubt. If you want to build your confidence, the first thing we got to do is eliminate the doubt. How do you eliminate the doubt? How do I eliminate the doubt? Is I make sure I identify it. I make sure I know it's there. It's clear. I know I'm in the process of something new. I got to identify it. Once I can identify it, then I can start eliminating it. I can get it out of the way by looking at myself in the mirror, by telling myself things that, okay, it's there. Doubt is okay, but I'm still going to do whatever it is that I'm being nervous about doing. So to build my confidence, I got to identify that doubt, but then I start to, okay, remove the doubt out the way because we can't keep letting doubt stop us from going where we need to go. So I want you to eliminate, and let me know if eliminating doubt is part of your challenge in building your confidence, or you see it showing up and it's preventing you from doing all the things that you want to get done. Is doubt that thing that keeps coming in the way and stopping you from that next level, that next experience, that next book or next product, or just coming out with whatever you need to do for your business, in terms of if you're a professional and you also are trying to start a new business or develop a business that you may have started before. Does doubt show up, and do you allow that to stop you from getting to the next space? Why I like to call this part of my Embracing Your Imperfection series is that if you are going to be stepping forward with it not being perfect, with it not being perfect, of course my phone is going to go off at the same time, but I can't answer it at this time. Let's see if I could disconnect my Bluetooth for a second. Where's the ignore? Okay, great. So what I did is I made sure I turned it off, but make sure you can still hear me. If you're still hearing me, say hi. If you can still hear me, say hi. So we're making sure we're eliminating the doubt out of the process when you're building your own confidence. The second thing we want to do is we want to get into state of manifesting what it is that we desire. So that means to be super clear in that next step. Be super clear in what it is that you want to see for yourself. Visualize it, embrace it, take it in, live it, feel it, do it, right? Manifest that space in which you can see your bolder self. You can see your more confident self. Be in a state where you don't let the doubt and the negativity and the fact that it may not have happened yet stop you from actually doing the things that you need to do. Now, it can be super scary because when we're at a stage, and like I said, once again, let me know that you can hear me, because yesterday we had some technical difficulties. When you're at a state where you're trying to embrace new things and you're trying to move past the doubt, sometimes manifesting can be super hard, or thinking that you can even manifest something that you can't visually see. Sometimes it stops you in the track, and like, I can't see it. I haven't seen it happen before. So because I haven't seen it happen before, it makes you begin to doubt it. And that's where the lack of confidence shows up, because you may not have seen it happen in your life before. But I want you to stop and think about other things you have manifested in your life, right? Think about the things that may have happened in the past. If you have been able to manifest where you are right now, something good in your life that has happened that you never thought would have happened, that you visualized it, that you actually felt it happen or knew that it was going to happen, and that it actually came into play, you know that, hey, I've done manifestations before, so I can do it again. Now, the thing about manifestations is we have no idea when the manifestation is going to come in. We don't know when it's going to happen. We can't say that I'm going to sit down, visualize, entice, get clear, plan it out, know that visually this is what I want to happen tomorrow, and tomorrow everything is actually just going to fall into play. It requires a lot of trust, a lot of energy work. It requires you being consistent in the process. So what usually stops us is because we get so caught up in the physical that we forget that there's energetic flow and there's metaphysical that's also happening in the space. We forget that allowing God to do his work and being able to actually create the things that we want to have in our lives, in our mind and in our energy space, and then also in our actions. So as you begin to think about things you've done in the past and things that you've manifested in the past, you begin to build your confidence that way, because you're like, hey, I've done this before. Now, I may not have done all the things, but I know I've actually manifested other things in my life that has happened before. And then B, which is the third one, I'm going to say be more mindful. Be more mindful of what it is to have more confidence. So one of the things I did is I surrounded myself with other people who have confidence. I was more mindful of the things that I may be confident in one area, but I'm not confident in other areas. So what I began to do, the places where I was confident, I was able to share that and release that with people and have them know that this is what I know, this is what I'm very comfortable in, this is my space of genius. When you identify your space of genius, then it helps you to identify it, to solidify it, to feel good about it. So you know, hey, I may not know XYZ, but I do know this really well. So put in the chat what you know that you are very mindful of and that you know that you do very well. You're confident in this area. Identify the spaces where you are confident in. Be more mindful of that access that, hey, I may lose confidence speaking in front of people, or I may not feel so confident when it comes to asking people for help. But when I show up in other ways in my life, or when I show up in my business, or when I show up as a speaker, or I show up in whatever profession or expertise that you do, I'm really, really good at that. So be mindful of the things that you actually do really well and where your confidence shows up, so that later on we can transform. Now, this is the R. The fourth one is recognizing that space of where you can also shift that confidence, that space of confidence, into other spaces where you haven't been confident before. So we're going to recognize the things that we're confident in. We're more mindful. We're recognizing the things. We are clear about that. We've written it down. We spoke about it. We got all this high vibratory energy towards it because this is your jam. I'm confident. Everyone has something that they're confident in, right? And if you're confident in something, make sure you put it in the chat below. If you're confident in one thing but may not be confident in something else, that's okay. Be able to be mindful of the things that you're confident in, and then recognize how you can transfer it into other areas where you may not feel so confident in. It's a start. Let me know how you do, and then we can follow up if you need some more suggestions. Now, I have a community on the side. I have a Facebook community that you also join. Join drali.com. You'll have access to it's a free Facebook community. You can also go to CEO and Flow, which is my off social community, all free, complimentary, where we can continue sharing strategies. And or if you want to have a conversation with me, then you can get onto my calendar and you'll see access of it before below, of how you as a CEO can become more confident in the things that you're doing and actually get the results that you need. So we're up to number 5. We spoke about making sure you eliminate the doubt. We spoke about manifesting your confidence, being more clear that you can and will manifest confidence in your life. We spoke about being mindful of the spaces where you are confident in, and then allowing yourself to recognize how you can shift that from one space of confidence to areas that you are not as confident in. Now we're going to come to accepting, right? Number 5, accepting the fact that I'm not so confident in this. However, I can shift, I can learn, I can practice, I can use these strategies, I can use behaviors, active behaviors, where I can move it from not being confident into a little bit more confident into more confidence. It takes time. Accept the fact that you are not at that space, or you are at that space. Like, we identified the areas where you are, where you do feel very confident in, and accept the fact that, okay, I'm just not as confident in that other space, right? And sometimes when we accept it and bring it out to light and just share it, it allows us to just continue moving towards that space and remove the doubt, and of course taking action as you need to. And the last thing I want to leave you with actually is commit to making small changes. That's a movement, that's a behavior. We want to commit to activating the confidence within you. We want to commit to identifying, for accepting this space, but also commit to doing something about it. Now, I'm sharing super simple strategies and super simple behaviors that you can activate today, that you can begin to see a shift in your confidence. If you accept it, if you allow it, and if you start to make actions and commit to movement, commit to practicing, commit to doing things every day to start to shift the needle in your confidence, then the last E, you begin to feel a slight elevation in that space. You're going to begin to see gradual changes of things that you have not been able to do. I have a client right now who is super nervous of speaking in front of 1111, super nervous about speaking in front of people. In that space, we had a conversation, we met, we spoke about the areas, we highlighted the areas where she is super confident in, that she feels really good in, her life experiences, being able to help people. When she started speaking about that, you can see her light. She was just shining. She was just so happy. And I'm like, sis, that is your genius, because your whole energy shifted when it came to speaking about that. However, when it came to, okay, Dr. Ali, I have this, but how do I speak in front of people? How do I become more brave when it comes to being in front of people? How do I have confidence in my speaking when I feel like if I open my mouth and I get all jibber jabber, jibber jabber, jibber jabber, like it turns into nonsense, right? And I told her, if you begin to actually commit to this process, if you begin to eliminate the doubt, stop letting the doubts get in your way, if you begin to actually become more mindful in this space, if you actually become more mindful of what's happening, if you actually sit down and manifest yourself speaking in front of people, seeing them enjoying it, seeing them getting impact from it, seeing them actually like gleaning on your every word. If you actually began to see that in your head, then you're going to recognize that you too can transfer. You can move that space. Oh my goodness, my phone. It's just going off so much today. Everybody wants to call me today when I'm doing this live. You can see yourself being able to recognize those areas of confidence and be able to shift it into other spaces. Now, acceptance is a thing, because I just want you to identify it and accept it. Like, okay, today I don't feel so confident in this area. Or at this moment, I'm not feeling super confident in how I feel and how I look and how I sound. Whatever it is that you're not feeling confident in, sometimes it's so good just to just recognize it, that once you recognize it, you can start doing something about it. Choose not to. It's up to you. You don't have to. Because once again, we're embracing our imperfections. You don't got to do everything all the time. But accepting this is what it is, knowing that I have a fear of speaking in front of people, knowing that I have a fear of not sounding perfect or not being perfect, or just embracing your imperfections, will help you to at least feel more confident in not being confused, right? I like clarity. Even if it's clarity letting me know that I'm not clear on something, or I'm not, no, not that I'm not open to do something, or something I don't do well. I'll let people know, hey, I don't do that well. That is not my expertise. Do not ask me to do that, because that is not my expertise. So sometimes you just got to accept it. Like, that is not my thing. I have no confidence in that, because it's not my thing, right? And they ask you to do something, like, what's not my thing? If you ask me to do home decoration in the house, like we have our headquarters is in Aruba. And in the process of doing decorating and getting it ready for our clients as a Synergy Sanctuary, came the decorating part, the decor. I am not your decor person. That is not my expertise. That is not where you're going to find me confident in. Now, if you want to have business conversations, you want to have communicating, you want to have strategies, you want to have, being able to elevate and amplify things, and even this confidence space, that's my thing, right? I'm an educator. I speak. I love to speak, and I can help people with communication and getting clear on their next. When you know what's your jam, you stick in spaces that you jam. Just accept it, and that's okay. All right, so what I wanted to do for you guys, because I did promise I'm going to start doing more of this, is I'm going to pull a card. I do have a card deck. It's my legacy sales business card deck. You can use it every time. This is where the package is. You can use it anytime you want to just encourage yourself in confidence and help yourself navigate in your business every day. So I promised myself when I pop in, I'm going to try and do a card, just random pick a card for you guys. Now, here's the card for you guys today. Tune into your inner child, right? Tune into your inner child. This may be the time to tune into your inner child. What I love about tuning into your inner child when it comes to confidence, honestly, is that inner child, when we were kids, we had so much confidence. We were not afraid of doing anything. We did not care what people thought of us. We were carefree. We lived without judgment. Even if there was judgment around us, we did not care. So, in embracing your imperfections, in building your confidence, that's one thing that we can do is tune into your inner child. On the other side, now, this is the activation part. You know, always got to have the activation part. Choose 3 childhood games. All right. Let me see what I say. Choose 3 childhood games for 3 days and participate in them for 30 minutes. Now, it's not only about tuning into your inner child, it's about actually doing it, doing the activation. Like, remember to keep your life and business fun. So many times we get so caught up in wanting things perfect. So many times we get lost in the fact that we want confidence and we're not having the confidence that we desire, that we forget that if we just tune into our inner child, if we play some games, what are some of your childhood games? Like, if we do the things that bring us joy more, then it will begin to be transferred into some of those areas that we are still super nervous about. So don't sleep on that opportunity and do more fun things in your life. I hope you received that message. If you did, let me know. And if you want access to my legacy sales or business cards, then I will give you access into that either below or let me know. All right. It's an amazing day. Embrace your imperfect you. Accept all things that is happening in your life right now. Elevate in new ways. And always, always be mindful of who you are, whom you are, and how you are here to leave impact. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to sometimes lose confidence. And it's okay to each day work on being a better you. At least that's what I tell myself. It's Dr. Ali, and I'll catch you guys on another day when I do more of these lunch sessions. Bye.